everybody, and welcome to a 25-minute or so flow to engage our core and our booty. It's a nice waist whittling workout, so stick with me for 25 minutes and you'll feel really good after this workout. We're just going to come to a seated, comfortable position to do our deep breathing. This helps us engage our breath through the whole practice, so that's really the key to building strength and flexibility, is really being mindful of our breath. So let's get started by hooking our index finger and our thumbs right around our bottom two ribs. You want to feel the sides of your waist expand as you inhale. So not your belly, not your chest, the sides of your waist. You want to breathe into your diaphragm. So let's go ahead and inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Knit the ribs closer for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, sides of waist expand, diaphragm fills, and exhale. Ribs get closer together, diaphragm contracts. One more, inhale, sides of waist expand, and exhale, ribs knit closer together. Keeping mind of that breath pattern through our whole practice. Just take a moment here to set an intention for your practice, whether that's beauty, discipline, pleasure, whatever it is. Just take mind of that for just a moment here, taking a breath in with your intention in mind, and exhale. Okay, we're just gonna start warming up our spine a little bit, so I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see. Just go ahead and arch your back, curve your back, lower, middle, upper, and look up. Inhale and exhale, round your back, lower, middle, upper, look towards your chest. Inhale, arch, look up, and exhale, round. One more, inhale, look up, arch your back, sit bones widen, look up, chest expands, and exhale, round your spine. Just trying to wake up our spine a little bit here and come to a downward dog. Looking towards your belly button, pedaling out your feet. Weight is in the back of your body, so a lot of weight in your toes, in your heels, less weight in your hands as you look towards your belly button. We're going to try a couple spinal waves here. So make sure you have a nice wide down dog. Just rounding your spine forward, so coming high up on your toes, rounding your spine to your plank position. And then what you do here is you look up, you arch your lower back, bend your knees, and come back to your downward dog. A little faster now. Round into plank and exhale back to downward dog. Rounding through your whole spine, you look up, arch your lower back, bend your knees, and come back. A little faster at your own pace if you can. Look up, arch your back, bend your knees, come back. Rounding through your spine, arch, bend your knees, and come back to down dog. One more time. Round to plank and stay here in plank. We're just gonna warm up here for, 20 seconds. So push the ground away, a lot of space in your upper back. No protracting in the shoulders, really push the ground away. Sides of waist are in, belly button is towards your spine, thighs spiral up and in towards each other, heels kick to the back wall. Holding here for another 8, 7, take a big breath in, and exhale, hold everything to midline for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to downward dog. Look at your belly button and pedal out your feet. Amazing job. All right, we're going to inhale our right leg up, point through your toes, feel that stretch in your left hamstring. Exhale, step it through, foot between your hands, and rise up to a high lunge. We're just going to start warming up our booty right away since this is a pretty short workout. You're in high lunge. You're going to inhale, drop your back knee, and exhale up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Only here for 5. You got it. For another 4. Warming up all sides of our legs. You can keep your hands up in the air for a little extra cardio, or on your hips to keep them nice and stable for another 3, 2, inhale, drop for 1. Last one, drop your knee and up to high lunge. Amazing job. Swing your arms back up in the air and hinge forward, keeping in your high lunge. Arms send back to the back room. And up to high lunge. Exhale, hinge forward. Your right butt cheek is burning already, I'm sure. Up to high lunge. And back, hinge forward. Nothing changes about your legs. Just for another 4. For another 3, high lunge, hinge forward. You can do this. You only got 2 more. High lunge, hinge forward, high lunge, hinge forward. Last one, stay here and gently put more weight in your front of your foot. And if you can, step your back leg gracefully up. Now you're up at the top of your mat, going to chest to thighs and just drop, forward fold over your legs. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the center of your chest by your side. Empty your lungs. Inhale, rise up. Look up. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back to plank. You could either step or jump back for a little extra cardio. Lower for vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Rolling over your feet. Exhale to downward dog. Amazing job. Same thing, other side. Inhale, left leg up. Feel that release in your right leg. Exhale, step it through between your hands. Rise up to high lunge. Get stable in your high lunge. Make sure you're nice and aligned. Ankle right underneath your knee. Inhale. Inhale, drop your back knee, and exhale, push it up. Inhale, drop your back knee. Exhale, push it up. Inhale and exhale. Stay here. Inhale, exhale. Just turning on our left glute now. Drop your back knee and lift. You drop and lift. Only here for another 5. For another 4. You can do this. 3. 2. Last one. Drop your knee and lift it. Stay in your high lunge. Put your arms back up in the air and hinge forward. Staying in your high lunge. Nothing changes about your legs. Just your upper body hinges forward and comes back to high lunge. Hinges forward and back to high lunge. Finding a lot of stability in your lower body. Up to high lunge. Let's do this for another 4. You can do this for another 3. For another 2. Feeling the burn already. For another 1, hinge forward and come up to high lunge. Gently put all the weight in your front foot and gracefully step up and forward fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Back bend feeling in your chest here, and exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, rise up, look up. And exhale, hands to the center of your chest, by your side, empty your lungs. Amazing job, everybody. Inhale, arms up, look up, exhale, forward fold. Going to either step or hop back to your plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, feet, knees off the floor, and exhale, downward dog. Catching our breath in our down dog. Amazing job. So our glutes are a little turned on now. That is good. We're going to drop to our knees and come to a nice tabletop position. So you want your hands right underneath your shoulders. You want your knees right underneath your hips. Just take a moment, feeling really stable in your tabletop. You want your core engaged. Nothing like this or arching your back. You really want that nice neutral spine, engagement through your core. And we're going to start getting into our booty now on all fours. So keeping that left knee nice and grounded, send your right leg back and point through your toes. Just start lifting lift and tap, lift and tap. This is not a very big movement because you don't want to arch your back. You really want to keep it nice and neutral, so only move until your spine doesn't move. So nice neutral spine, just getting into that top of the butt cheek. Using your breath, up and tap, up and tap, up, tap, up and tap. Let's do this for another 10. Core is engaged. Your right toe is so pointed. Your right quad is super engaged for another 6. Your leg is getting longer. You're pushing the ground away for another 4, for another 3, for another 2. You got it for 1. Keep it right there. Flex your foot and kick it in for a hamstring curl. Out and in. Still pushing the ground away. Your hips are still square. You have headlights on the tips of your hips, and they're pointing towards the ground in the same direction. Keep curling in. Getting into our hamstring and lower part of our booty. In and out. In and out. Push the ground away. Further engage your core. In and out for another 5. There you go. For 4. Woo! For 3. For 2. Last one. Kick it up. Flex deeply through your foot and stamp it to the ceiling. You can do this. We're only going to be here for another 10, 9. Pulse it out for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left forearm comes down to the ground and open up that right hip. Send your leg out straight. So now you're kind of in the side plank with your knee down. You still want that nice alignment, your knee right underneath your hip, your elbow right underneath your shoulder. You can use this right hand for support in front. Point so long through your back foot. Your leg is getting longer, and just begin to circle. Getting into that like hip part. Circle it around. Not a big movement. It's really small. Like draw a quarter on your wall with, like if you had a paintbrush in your toe, and you're just drawing gently. Very nice. Not here for too long, so really push it back and go up. It's up, back, and around, 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 up, back, and around for another 3, woo, for another 2, for another 1. Great job. Knee down, come to a child's pose. Whew, that feels good. And do the same thing, other side, really turning on all parts of our booty here. So hands right underneath your shoulders, push the ground away like you are in a plank or something. Your knees are right underneath your hips. Your core is nice and engaged. So nice neutral spine, not rounded, not curved, nice and neutral. Feel stable in your tabletop here. And send the left leg out long, nice pointed toe. Your left thigh is contracted, your knee is pulled up. And just move it up and tap the ground. Up and tap. Up and tap. It doesn't have to be a very long movement. You don't want your hips to move out any direction. You want to keep them right in the same line. Whew. Up and tap. Up, tap, up and tap. Up, tap, up, and tap. There we go. We can do this, just turning on that left glute. Each side can be a little different, like how long it takes for each side to turn on. This side takes me longer, so I tend to teach classes where my left side gets a little more work, but whatever works for you. We're gonna be here for, let's say, another 8. Tap, up, tap, up, tap the ground, keep those hips stable, push the ground away for another 6. Core is engaged for 5. Booty is turning on for 4. Leg is getting longer for 3. Thigh is pulled up for 2. 1. A great job. Keep it up. Hips are stable in one line. Flex your foot deeply and pull it in for a hamstring curl. Out and in, keeping that deep flexion of your foot. In and out, in and out, in, out. Restabilize through your tabletop, push the ground away. Nice and engaged core. In and out, in and out. You can do this for another 6, woo, for another 5, woo, 4, 3, woo, 2, and 1. Keep it curled in and stamp it up to the ceiling. You can pulse it out for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And right forearm comes down to the ground. Open up that left hip. Send out your left leg so long, using your left hand for support in the front. You feel nice and stable here, and you're just going to begin to circle. It's more of a up, back, and around. Up, back, and around. If you want your leg behind your hip, so push it behind your hip as you up, back, and around. 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 You can do this for another 8. That's it. Woo! Circling it out to get those hips nice and warm. For another 5. Woo! Up, back, and around for 4. Up, back, and around for 3. Up, back, and around for 2. Up, back, and around. Last one. Up, back, and around. Woo! And knee down. Oh, nice work. Come to a child's pose. Catching your breath here. I know that can turn on your heart rate for sure, which is why we're here. We don't have too much time. All right, kicking back up to down dog. Let's send our right leg up and through, and let's come to a pigeon just to stretch out that real quick. So your right shin is parallel-ish to the front of your mat, and you just want to pull your chest up. Whew. And forward fold if you can. If not, just stay right up here. Forward fold gets you a little deeper in there, whatever works for you. Taking one breath here. And exhale. Coming back and sending your leg back and coming to your downward dog again. Left leg up, sending it through, and heel toe your foot so it's parallel. Your shin is parallel to the front of the mat for your other side of your pigeon. Inhale your chest through and exhale, forward fold. Stretching out that hip, all the work we just did on our booty. That should feel pretty good. All right, coming back to our downward dog. Let's take a breath here. Look towards your navel. Weight in the back of your body. And let's send our right leg up. Step it through and come up to another high lunge. And you're going to turn out your feet so they are wide, a 45-degree angle on both sides. And we're just going to try to dip it down. So really wide squat here, really wide squat. So your knees are pressing back to the wall. So you don't want to be in like this, kind of push your booty out this way. And just rise up. Inhale and exhale. Whew. Just kind of burning it out a little bit here, waking up our hips and our booty and our thighs. Just going to be here for about 20 seconds. So really contract your legs on the way up as you stand strong. Really squeeze your booty, and on your way down, really open up your hips and push your knees back. Sitting as deep as you possibly can. Just for another 10 or so. Breathing with each movement. Inhale and exhale up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale for another 5. For another 4. For another 3. For another 2. For another 1. Stay low. Stay low and just pulse. Hands to the center of your chest. You can adjust your feet if you need to. And pulse it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low, stay even lower, and just dip. One shoulder down, left shoulder down, and right shoulder down. Left shoulder down, and right shoulder down. Amazing job. Hands on the floor, feet face forward, and forward fold. Weight in your toes. Really widening your sit bones, releasing your hamstrings, widen your sit bones out. Taking a big breath in, releasing your legs. You can go side to side, kind of whatever feels good to you. Whew. And come back over to your right foot, drop your back knee, untuck your toe, and come into a high or low lunge, keeping your balance. Whew. And exhale, half split. After you do glutes, it's a really nice time to practice a split because your glutes are so important in splits. So if you want to, you can stay right here in your half split with blocks all the way up here, or you can forward fold. I'm going to separate my legs out and come into my square hip split, keeping my front foot flexed, my right quad is engaged, my back toes are tucked under, and I'm using that pinky toe in the back to drive my hip forward. I'm just gonna sit here. I'm not going very deep right now, but just wanting to really release my hamstring and my hip. Inhale, back bend feeling through your chest, looking up, and exhale, forward fold if you can. Kind of whatever feels good in your hips and your hamstrings right now. Rocking back to low lunge. Inhale up and exhale. Foot back and switch sides. Left leg up, right knee drops, keeping your back, uncurl your back toes. Inhale up, look up, letting that right hip drop forward and down. And rocking back to your half split. I like to tuck my back toes and flex my front legs. My quad is super engaged here. Inhale, chest up and through. And if you want to, separate your legs out for your square hip split, using this back pinky as a steering wheel to drive your hip forward and down because you want those hips to be square. So it's not about depth here, it's really about how square your hips are. This hip is driving forward and down, this hip is driving back, and pull your chest through, look up, and exhale, forward fold if you want to. You can use blocks, whatever kind of feels good to you. And coming back. Now to our plank position, coming into a plank, okay? And lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. We're gonna do a quick little ab series, so go ahead and hop your feet all the way up outside your hands to your malasana. And let's sit here for a second, open up our hips. Whew. Pushing your booty forward and sitting your booty down, feet in front of you, legs super tight together, using your legs for support. Gently roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down, lower, middle, upper, and neck comes down. All right, we're gonna move into tabletop. This is my favorite ab workout because it's right in the very bottom, the transverse abdominals. So you're gonna put your knees up in tabletop position. The key here is not to have them too forward. You want them very far back, at least right behind your hip line. This turns on your transverse. Now what you wanna do here is kind of curve your back so you can go like this, and you have all this space in your lower back. Your abs are doing nothing. Keep your spine on the ground. All you should be able to fit under there is a little blueberry underneath your spine. So your abs are already turned on. This should already feel a little bird. What we're gonna do is drop our right foot, no coning in our back. Keep it neutral. That's where the challenge lies. I could do this all day if I let my back just curve and do the work for me, but that's not what we're here to do. So left and right, keeping that transverse on. You should already, your abs, if you feel them, should be hard to the touch because we're already turning them on. Tap and tap. There we go. Left and right. Left, right, left, and right. Shoulders sink down. You can use the your elbows for support. Your belly button is going towards your spine. Your hips are almost tipping towards your belly button as you tap and lift, tap and lift. You can keep your hands here for feedback so you know you're not going too close. So right above your hips, you don't want them to move past your hip line for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to do both legs just for 12. Tap and lift. It's very hard not to curve your back. So if you can't go all the way down without curving, that's okay. Just go as low as you can. The key is to not curve. The key is not to touch your toes to the ground. The key is to keep that spine neutral the whole time. You can do this for another 6, for another 5, whoo, for another 4, for another 3, for another 2. Our hip flexors are burning as well. That's a good thing, they're building strength. Last one, tap to the ground and lift. And straighten out your legs right above your hips, straighten your toes, and your legs are nice and long. And just lift up your shoulders so your bra line is hitting the ground, and just pulse up to your toes. Try to touch your toes, touch the ceiling. You're bringing your chest, you're moving with your chest. Your chest is directing the movement up, 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 up for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Hold, 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 and release. Whew. All right, we're going to do one side plank series, and then we're going to have a final stretch, and we're out of here. All right, so come on to your right forearm, elbow right underneath your shoulder. Lift up into your side plank, so pushing into the lateral edge of your bottom foot. You can even use this knee or this leg for support in front of you, and just begin to drop and up, up. It's more of an up than it is a down, so really just focus on the up, up, up. We're only here for like 15 seconds, so just give it your all. For another, I don't know, let's go for 15. Woo, 14, 13, up, up for 12, up, woo, 11, 10, 9, 8, a lot of pressure in the lateral edge of your foot. More up than a down for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing job. Turn to your tummy, and let's give a little stretch by, doing a little cobra, whatever feels good. A little ab stretch, looking up, and other side. Move to the other side, so your left elbow is right underneath your left shoulder. Left foot digs into the ground, and you lift up, and begin to up, 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 up. You can use your top leg for support in the front. You can use your hand for support in the front. Don't focus on the down, mostly focus on the up. For another 12, you can do this for 10. I skipped one, so let's do 10, 9, 8, woo, 7, 6, turning on the sides of the waist. 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 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 and release. Coming back down for another little ab stretch. There we go. All right. For a quick little final stretch, we're gonna just do a straddle, because I always like to work on my splits. It's my most important move that I like. Splits and straddles and things like that. So the key here for a split, I'm gonna come to the profile so you can see for a straddle, flexing both of these feet up towards your face. You don't want to be like this. You really want your booty to be super engaged. So you kind of sit, so your butt kind of comes up like this, and it's rolling forward, and your butt is engaged. Like if you touch it, it should be kind of nice and warm. So you're trying to avoid like this. You really want to be like this, so you can almost like move your butt like that. And sit as far as you want to. You can use a block. If you're feeling like you can only sit like this, then put a block underneath your butt, so you can really roll forward. And we're just going to side bend and over to the other side. Kind of just free forming whatever feels good in your straddle here. Whew, side to side, using your breath as your powerhouse, side to side. And when you're ready, take a big breath in and exhale, forward fold. Elbows on the ground, face on the ground, hands on the ground, blocks on the ground, whatever works for you, just keeping that butt nice and flexed. Your toes are pointing towards your face. And forward fold, and just sit here for 10 seconds. Inhale and exhale, create more space, letting go of any tension. And rocking back up, crossing your feet, and taking a moment to say thank you to yourself for taking the time to practice today. I hope your body feels nice and warm. You can stay in your straddle for as long as you like, or do any other stretches that feel good. Especially splits are really good to do after booty. So thank you so much for joining, and see you next time.